Alright everyone, this is Custom Tactical Designs. I appreciate you tuning in. We're going to go over the AR9 PCC rifle, what you get, how to set it up, and what comes out of the box. Alright, you're going to get your front handguard, your upper and lower receiver, your grip, your buffer tube, and your AR-15 buttstock. This is a ambidextrous sling. You got your Castle nut. You got a 5mm nut for putting your grip on, whether you want to use this one or one that you provide. And then there is a new piece that I have for putting in your fire control. I'll show you here in a minute. And this is going to allow you to do all your adjusting and maneuvering in the game before you're shooting. You know, all your settings and stuff and your options, how you press your options and stuff, and then you do your full trigger press. This is going to allow you to have a really good trigger with the rifle. I'll show you. So the first thing you're going to get is your upper and lower receiver, and it's probably going to be together like this. And it goes together one way, and it goes together and it goes back together another. So you're going to be pressing this in and pushing the back first. So this back press is going to come out, and then you're going to see it lift up a little bit. So it's got a little bit of pressure. So I'm going to lift up, and then I'm going to push in on this forward pin, and that's going to release the upper and lower. And so you can, it rocks. It's got to go back together, straight up and down. It can't rock. It's going to bite on these pieces. So it's got to go back together like this. You put the front in first, lift up on the back a little bit to push in, and then push that. So, but if you ever need to replace anything, usually I'll send you an extra one of these or so. But this is going to go into the back, and it's going to allow your safety to work. So your safety on, locked, safety off, and that's going to push up into the rest of the mechanism. So that's going to be facing backwards, safety on, it's locked right now, and now we're going to put it back together. So I'm going to put straight forward, up and down. I'm going to put this one in first. I'm going to kind of lift up just a little bit when I put it in. Once it's in, I'm going to press down, and this should just float right in, and you're back together. And when you press the trigger, when the safety is off, that little arm should come up and down, and that's going to be hitting your fire control. All right. Let me show you fire control next before we put this together. So this is what you're usually going to have from Ace. Okay. You're going to take out your remote. You're going to take out your set pins, and then you're going to pull your fire control out. Your safety and your Ace remote, you're going to just put up, and then you're left with this. Once you have this, this is going to drop straight in and lock in, and you're actually going to keep your trigger on, because this setup has a trigger here and a trigger here. It uses a mechanism. It uses this whole mechanism together. But what you're going to have to do is replace this little piece. It takes about 5 or 10 seconds, and it's the little piece that comes up on the arm that hits your remote trigger. So you're going to push this out, let this fall out. This is going to go in like this and drop back. Once it drops back, line up the little holes. Once you line up those little holes, make sure to seat it flat. Once it's done, then now you have your new piece installed for the rifle. So we'll go ahead and put this in. Put this one in too. I may have to tap them in. Okay, those are just in for the moment. All right, so now you have your safety off. Doesn't work. Safety on. So now with this, once you put this in here, when you pull this trigger, it's going to have a little gap in there if you can see it, and then it pushes up on the trigger. So you're going to have your options, and you don't want this in with the rifle. Put this back in. It takes 5-10 seconds if you're going to switch to your pistols. So now this is together. We're going to go ahead and put the rest of the rifle together now. So this is the rest of the stuff you get in your kit. Let's see. First thing we're going to do is put on this forward grip. This forward grip is just going to thread on, and I recommend holding the heavier part and just turning the lighter part. So line it up. I go back once, find the threads, and it should spin and fit perfect. Once it fits there, you can either glue it if you want. I don't. It's pressure fit, but some people want to make it a little bit more permanent. Okay, so go from there. Now we're going to take your buttstock out with the buffer tube, and take the buffer tube out. And this is weighted also. This is one that I provide, and it's filled with lead shot and epoxy. And so what we're going to do first is take our key, and then the key is second, the castle nut first. So we're going to put our castle nut on and make sure the threads, and I recommend just going all the way to the back. And if it jumps anything, it shouldn't jump any threads. If you have any problems, just let me know. Now you're going to put the key on. There we go. And now we're going to turn this. I usually go back once to find the threads, and then once it's found the threads, I go forward. You never really want to strip it, because remember, this is plastic, guys. So once I have a little bit you'll feel some tension. You're seating on here now. So once it's here, I'm just going to go and do a half turn and to where it's down. And once it's down, it's lined up, and you can press the key in and then tighten up right there. Tighten that up, and then you can put your buttstock on. Okay, once that's on, then you can take, I recommend a 5mm hex, and I usually will just push this on first, and then I will take my piece, alright, so once I put this on, you're pretty much ready to start playing, unless you want to use a mag. So you can use your own Glock mag and stuff if you want. So we're going to put this remote on, and I'll show you some weight real quick. So we're going to turn this scale on and make sure we're on pounds and ounces. We're going to go in and just let it cease. That is a little over 5 pounds. So that's awesome. That should be right around how it comes from me, okay? And then what I recommend also is, if you want something a little heavier, you can take a 30-round mag, load it, because this is a toy, but load it with dummy rounds. Put your dummy rounds in, and then you got about 6 pounds, 5 ounces. So it's incredible. It's a lot of fun, and I have some videos showing and demonstrating. So you got your take up, your break, your reset, and your take up. Love this thing. So y'all have a great day. Thanks for watching, and if you have any more questions, let me know and I'll make a video on it.